Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. We are surrounded by books. That means we have a few options. I'm also wearing my book shirt. Buy me books and tell me I'm pretty. So yeah, it deals with books. Today we are doing a book recommendation. I'm going to do like mystery thrillers. Since it's October, I don't always do spooky reads, so I have a few mystery thrillers that we're going to recommend. Some of them you've seen on my channel before for book hauls or 24-hour reading book vlogs. So yeah, we're gonna show them. 1, 2, 3 of them are standalones. One is a novella to a series. So let's get into it. The first one we have is Killjoy by Holly Jackson. This is our novella, and it's from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. Not this one, these 3. I'm pretty sure, I know I've shown these 2 on my channel before. I'm pretty sure I've shown this one, but I love this series. It's one of my favorite mysteries. Everything about it is so good. And just when you think you get to the next book and you're like, what could we even go about? It's a full circle moment. And it's a TV series. Season 1 is out and season 2 is coming out next year. So tap into it. As you can see, it's quite small. This actually takes place before the series starts. So technically, if you wanted to read it in order, you would read Killjoy first, then 1, 2, and 3. But this one came out like after the series was done. So I read it after. It's not really going to be bad if you read it after the fact. It just gives you some information on how we ended up in book 1, like where the idea came from. But if you don't read this book, you're also not going to miss anything. It just gives you more information. I enjoyed it, so we're going to recommend it. Like I said, I love the series. So every book in the series, 10/10 from me. 6 suspects, 3 hours, 1 murder. Pip is not in the mood for her friend's murder mystery party, especially one that involves 1920s fancy dresses and pretending that their town is an island called Joy. But once the game begins, Pip finds herself drawn into the make-believe world of intrigue, deception, and murder. As Pip plays detective, teasing out the identity of the killer clue by clue, the murder of the fictional Reginald Remy isn't the only case on her mind. Welcome to the mystery murder party of the year. Fans of the hit series A Good Girl's Guide to Murder will love Pip's final detective case and this mystery novella from #1 New York Times bestselling author Holly Jackson. So this book is essentially Pip and her friends. They do this little party. I'm pretty sure it's like before school starts, and it's a mystery murder. This is kind of up Pip's alley. Pip is that type of character. Well, of course she has her friend group, but she loves a good mystery. She'll figure some things out, talk to who she has to talk to. Very family oriented as well. So with this one, it does focus on the party. But once the party's over, Pip kind of realizes that, this solving murder cases, I'm kind of good at that. And that leads her to a case that she then begins to dive into in book 1 in the series of 2 students that used to go to the school she did. They were boyfriend and girlfriend, but it said that the boyfriend killed the girlfriend and then himself. And Pip ends up diving deeper into that to see if that was true. Is there foul play? Like, what is this? And it becomes a school project, and then it just balls into something more. So she kind of gets that idea from this book. And this is such a fun, cute read, and you get to know some of her friends a little bit more. They are mentioned in the rest of the series as well, but you're kind of getting their personality. This is more of a happy-go-lucky one. Some of the other books in the series, because it gets a little dicey. You don't always see the good things. So this is kind of your happy interim book. Again, it's a quick read, and you can read it before the series. You can read it after the series. You don't have to read it at all, but it's a really good read, and I enjoyed it. Next, we're going with You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kalynn Bayron. I'll tell you this, I love me some Kalynn Bayron. I have a handful of her books, but this one is essentially a Black final girl mystery thriller set in a camp. And this is another one that's a pretty quick read. And I will say it's probably one of my favorite Kalynn Bayron books. I enjoyed it. It was a nice little twist, because I'm telling you, there are some twists and turns in this book that when we were getting towards the end, I didn't guess. And personally, I like when I read a mystery thriller book and I can't guess. Like, I genuinely didn't see that coming. No offense to the ones where you can, because I still enjoy that too. But, you know, love a good mystery. On the back, it says, at Camp Mirror Lake, terror is the name of the game, but can you survive the night? Okay. I'm the final girl, guaranteed to survive the night. Charity has the summer job of her dreams, playing the final girl at Camp Mirror Lake. Guests pay to be scared in this full contact terror game, as Charity and her summer crew recreate scenes from a classic slasher film, The Curse of Camp Mirror Lake. The more realistic the fear, the better for business. But on the last weekend of the season, Charity's coworkers begin disappearing. And when one ends up dead, Charity's role as the final girl suddenly becomes all too real. If Charity and her girlfriend Bessie hope to survive the night, they'll need to figure out what the killer is after. As they unravel the bloody history of the real Mirror Lake, Charity discovers that there may be more to the story than she ever suspected. Okay, so essentially it's like a haunted house, but at a lake. So you're getting that camp experience. It's based off of events that have actually happened. People pay for this experience. You have to have a certain amount of people in the group, and then, you know, we have the people who are the camp counselors, the final girls, the slashers, and so forth. And, you know, at first everything is a little joke. It's just a game. We're following the script. And then things just hit the fan, and one of Charity's friends turns up dead. And, you know, at first people are like, is this a part of the game? Like, what is this? And it comes out that she's actually dead. So things have to get shut down. They can no longer do tours, but Charity and her friends are now kind of stuck at the camp. It's terrible timing. But something kind of happens and they all get stuck at the camp, and they're trying to figure out like what's going on. They're trying to get in contact with people for help. And then with the death happening, then people just start disappearing. They're trying to do like roll call, check who's here, who's not, and people aren't answering. And where they are, it's just like bad reception. So it's not like you could just call up, hey girl, how you doing? It's terrible reception out there. So they're having a really hard time keeping in contact with one another. So they're trying to stay grouped together, but that's not always working. So while they're stuck in these unfortunate circumstances, they decide to see like what actually happened with, you know, the true story of Camp Mirror Lake, to see if maybe this is reflecting what's happening now, if they can get inside the killer's mind, see who the killer is, because, you know, there's only a certain amount of people that are here. You know, the people that signed up for this experience, the people that are working the experience. So who is it? So you kind of go on that journey of Charity trying to solve this before any of her other friends die, before her girlfriend dies, and trying essentially to get back to civilization. Because while they're out in the camp and it's not like super secluded, the setup that they're in right now, it's giving secluded, like low contact. It's at night. It's just terrible. But it was a good mystery. I didn't guess who the killer was, so I enjoyed that. Twists and turns. It's a very quick read because you're gonna get sucked into the story. You're going to want to know what's happening next. So this is a nice little thriller. Then we have The Black Queen by Jumata Emill. I'm not sure if I said that right, but I remember I actually bought this book for the cover. I love the cover, but also if you can see there's blood, homegirl ends up dead and we have to figure out who did it. So on the front it says, everyone loved her, homecoming killed her. And this was another one that at first I had suspicions, but then I was doubting myself, and then my suspicions were confirmed when I guessed who the killer was. But there's just so much more to it. Nova Albright, the first Black homecoming queen at Lovett High, is dead, murdered the night of her coronation. Her body found the next morning in the old slave cemetery she spent her weekends revitalizing. Tinsley MacArthur was supposed to be queen. Not only is she beautiful, wealthy, and white, it's her legacy. Her grandmother, her mother, and even her sister wore the crown before her. Everyone in Lovett knows Tinsley would do anything to carry on the MacArthur tradition. No one is more certain of that than Duchess Simmons, Nova's best friend. Duchess's father is the first Black police captain in Lovett. For Duchess, Nova's crown was not just a personal win, but a win for all the Black kids. Now her best friend is dead, and her father won't admit that the main suspect is right in front of his face. Duchess is convinced that Tinsley killed Nova, and that Tinsley is privileged enough to think she can get away with it. But it seems that Duchess's father is doing what he always does, falling behind the blue line, which means that the white girl could go free. Duchess is determined to prove Tinsley's guilt. Only to do that, she'll have to get close to her. But Tinsley has an agenda too. Everyone loved Nova, and sometimes love is exactly what gets you killed. Okay, so I'm trying not to say too much to spoil who the killer is, but I will say trust your instincts. It's a little twisty turny on who you're gonna think it is. Just sit on it. You have to, this is when you need to actually absorb what you're reading so you can put the pieces together. As you can see, she's a little bit thick, but it's worth the read because you're mainly focusing on Duchess's point of view, but you're also going to get some of Tinsley's, because like I said, Tinsley has her own agenda. There are things going on in Tinsley's life as well that not a lot of people know. So you're going to get her background. And then of course Duchess is trying to ride for her girl Nova. That was her bestie. She was going to be the first Black homecoming queen. It was going to be a win for all the Black kids, especially in Lovett, where they still have some racial tension. So this was going to be a big win. And then Nova is dead, put in the slave cemetery. And of course Duchess is like, you know, Tinsley's the one who did it because she really wanted to be homecoming queen. Everyone in her family has been homecoming queen, and she lost. And she lost to a Black girl. So Duchess is like straight arrow to Tinsley. Tinsley did it, but she needs evidence to prove it. And although her father is a police officer, she feels that he's not going to do his job to the fullest because, you know, there's still the racial tensions, and Tinsley's family is very like well known and prominent in Lovett. So he's trying to kind of teeter-totter the line, make sure things are correct, while Duchess is just trying to find justice for her homegirl. I'm telling you, it's so good. This is another one you're just gonna keep reading, and it's gonna keep you on your toes, keep you guessing. You're gonna have some theories, which may or may not be right in the end, but this was a good little mystery. I loved getting to know Tinsley as well as Nova. I know what you're thinking. You get to know Nova a little bit before she is killed, and then getting to know Duchess as well. They're all really great characters, and they all have other things that are motivating them in this book. So this is another good one. And the last book we have is She is Haunting by Tran. I don't know if I said that right. also with this one, it has really nice end pages. So good. But this is another mystery thriller, but this is one that's kind of surrounded by the main character's family, which was a nice little twist that I hadn't seen done before. And I think I got this one from like a Barnes & Noble sale or something. Just sounded interesting. This house eats and is eaten. When Jade Nguyen arrives in Vietnam to visit her estranged father, she has one goal: survive 5 weeks pretending to be a happy family in the French colonial house Ba is restoring. She's always lied to fit in, so if she's straight enough, Vietnamese enough, American enough, she can get out with the college money he promised. But the house has other plans. Night after night, Jade wakes up paralyzed. The walls exude a thrumming sound while bugs leave their legs and feelers in places they don't belong. She finds curious traces of her ancestors in the garden they once tended. And at night, Jade can't ignore the ghost of the beautiful bride who leaves cryptic warnings: don't eat. Neither Ba nor her sweet sister Lily believe anything strange is happening. With help from a delinquent girl, Jade tries to expose the house's rotten appetite. At home, after all, is only as powerful as those who breathe new life into its bones. And this one is determined never to be abandoned again. So essentially, Jade and Lily live with their mom in the States. But, you know, the father is out in Vietnam. And for Jade to get this college money, she has to fulfill the duties of going to visit her father, staying with him for 5 weeks. That's a whole thing. You'll get more information on that. But that's what she has to do to get her college money. So that's how her and her sister end up in Vietnam with their father. And he is estranged because they don't really have a good relationship. That was not always the case. Again, you'll get more information on that. So they end up at this house. The father is fixing up this house. There's supposed to be like tours, a website, and Jade actually ends up helping with the website. She's trying to essentially pull her weight while she's here. So it's like she's interacting with him because she figures like things will get back to her mom, that she's just sulking. And while she does have to stay for 5 weeks in Vietnam with her father and sister, she can't just like sulk around. She has to do something. So she does end up helping with the website because she of course is tech savvy. But before getting to that point, like I think it was the first night or so in the house, she starts getting creepy vibes. It's from the jump. She does not like this house. And then when she brings it up, her father's kind of ignoring it, like he doesn't want to hear this. The sister is like, that's not happening. Like, you know, I'm staying here too and I'm not having this experience like you. So Jade comes to realize that her sister isn't hearing these things, isn't seeing these things. Her father isn't hearing these things or seeing these things. It seems as though she's the only one. So she's trying to figure out what's going on in this house because it's very weird. She feels like her father is acting stranger than usual and her sister is happy-go-lucky. She ends up meeting a girl like from either like the town or the neighborhood that they're in with the house, and the girl starts to help her, and they kind of develop a friendship, and the girl becomes Jade's confidant because, you know, while she has her sister and her father are there, she doesn't have a good relationship with her father, and her sister doesn't believe her on what's happening. So she turns to this girl, and of course she's having conversations with her mom and stuff on the phone, but it's different. It's not the same as if her mom would be there in person with them in the house. Her mom is away, so she can only do so much. And at the same time, she doesn't want to burden her mom too much on this because, again, she has to stick up these 5 weeks to get money for college. And if her mom kind of hears that things are going sideways or whatever, it can just affect her. So again, Jade's always circling back to, she has to stick it out. She needs this college money. So whatever's going on in this house, she has to figure it out now because she's not trying to leave empty-handed. So she confides in this new girl, they become friends, and they're essentially now on the case together on what's happening in this house. They start doing research on the house, like who lived here before, how long has it been here, has anyone else had the experiences that Jade is currently having. And Jade is also trying to take notes on like what she remembers, what she sees when the ghost comes to visit her. She's trying to put together like, why is she telling me these things? She's doing research on her ancestors from Vietnam, kind of seeing what is the connection. Like, why is her father so gung-ho about fixing up this house, getting this together, having them here? What's the connection? And through all of that research and stuff, she does find some truths out about the house, her ancestors, and there's so much more. This one kind of kept me guessing because the mystery is like the house, as opposed to the other books where it's like someone else. This mystery is surrounding the house and those who lived in it before. So I thought that was a cool little twist. We do have like a full circle moment at the end where things work out, but getting to it was something. Like some of the stuff that was going on, I was not able to guess or piece together. It was so wild. It was like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? So this was a nice little interesting one. It's kind of thick, a little quick read. But yeah, this was an interesting one. It's going to keep you guessing because some of the stuff is so outlandish, you just wouldn't even think of that yourself. So there we have it. Those are the 4 books that I am recommending your October mystery thriller vibes. And none of these are like gory or anything like that because I personally don't like gory books. But these are quick, enjoyable reads that you'll like, keep you guessing, and keep you on your toes. Yes. So drop some recommendations down below if you read some mystery thriller books, because I'll read them. Just keep in mind, I prefer for them not to be gory. I'm open to mystery thriller series or standalones as well. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more, please hit the subscribe button down below. Peace and blessings, my loves.